Ready to rock?
Yeah.
I was thinking there you are like a golf sale kid. You've got a pole down the back of your tracksuit. You've got a big lizard head on you. I'm thinking, part of your brain go, okay, I've got to actually be emotional now as well as look like I'm stepping to a very bad Halloween party.
Yeah.
I've got to get to that point. Was it tough when you're dressed up like that?
No. I mean, you know, you obviously catch yourself in the mirror, or you know, and you think, God, I look ridiculous, you know. But you know that the end result is going to be breathtaking, you know. And I saw it a few weeks ago, and I was like blown over by what they've achieved.
Well, that motion capture thing, it's certainly a lot more Hulk than it would be, say, Godzilla, and I don't know if there was that kind of reference points for you. I don't know if you're thinking, well, this is the Green Cross Code Man after a few pints. This is something in your head that got you to that place that you said, he's obviously a tortured soul, he's a troubled man, but in regard to playing a lizard and you know it's going to come out with your face, it's going to come out with those expressions.
Yeah.
Was there things in your head that you thought, this is where I'm going, this is who I am, this is where I...
Well, you go to a point of... I guess, I mean, it's an unknown territory, men becoming lizards, so there's a certain amount of invention. It's like, I guess, the opposite of being born, but it involves the same amount of pain, and it's a total kind of moral and conscious breakdown. And then on the other side, there's a kind of reptilian euphoria. That's what I discovered.
Well, I think there's a boardroom of lizards ruling the world somewhere, isn't there? I think David Icke had that theory. So maybe they're tapping into the...
Well, there's a theory that most of us are reptilian anyway,
There we go. It is a troubled and verging on mad scientist who wants to regenerate his arm, and I don't know, when preparing for that side of it, it's a little tougher. I know that you learned how to do a tie with one hand, which is a very good skill. I wish I had a tie with me, of course. It'd be a nice display. I don't know if there was other things. I don't know if you joined a Def Leppard tribute act, if you sort of felt the places I can get to here that gives me this life. Was it a long process of using that one arm and getting used to that feeling of this is my complete control?
Yeah, well, I spoke to a lot of guys who lost their limbs, previous to shooting the film, and what was amazing is, of course, it's a deeply traumatic thing to happen, but in my experience from speaking to these people, you very, very quickly, just knuckle down and go, okay, I haven't got an arm, let's deal with it, and you very quickly become adept and function in a two-armed world. I learned to do a tie in 3 days, so and where it almost becomes, a new challenge, where your life starts again in often a very positive way, so.
I think for a lot of people watching, that sort of moment in Notting Hill when Spike comes into view, that was a real defining moment for you. I'm guessing that it put you on a map in a big way, and people sort of really noticed you. And you'd made Twin Town and other movies before, but this was one of those roles that everybody adored. And that sort of opening up of a big Hollywood career, you've made a lot of big movies since, and movies over in Hollywood, movies here. Has it been what you always imagined growing up, like that this is the kind of life?
No, I never, ever, I wasn't one of those kids who, lay in bed at night going, oh, one day I'm going to be in the movies. Never crossed my mind, I wanted to be a farmer for many years, and then when I wanted to be an actor, I always imagined that maybe I'd be, do a lot of theatre and the odd TV, so film wasn't really on the kind of horizon, so it's all been a very deeply pleasant surprise.
But you had obviously sort of an interest in art. I know you were one of the super furry animals early on, I think. You would have been, was it just that all this happened as opposed to, I kind of at some point...
No, I've always dabbled with music, but acting has always been my kind of passion, It just happened that most of my friends were musicians, so I'd find myself hanging around studios and what have you, yeah. And
have you been back to Ireland just very quickly? I know Dance of the Lunacy, you sang in that too, which is nice, but have you been back in recent years?
Yeah, I went back last year. We shot a thing for Sci-Fi called Neverland in Dublin, and so I spent a lot of time in Dublin, which I absolutely love. I think there's a screening there tonight. We got lots of very good friends and very fond memories of Dublin, as you can imagine.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Lovely to talk to you, man.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah.
God bless you.